How much does it really cost to own a Lamborghini? In today's video, I'm going to be breaking down the costs, the drawbacks, the benefits of what it's like to own a Lamborghini and daily drive it. What I usually like to do is once a week, just bring it and kind of get it a nice little clean, not a full detail, which I usually do a full detail at least once a month. Every single time I come here, I usually do probably about $10 car wash weekly. So it's what, $40 a month on average minimum for making it look so pretty. Look at it, just shining. Next up is obviously filling up this thirsty beast. So usually fill it up once a week, especially right now because I'm daily driving it. In Canada, like we're $1.92 a liter, whatever that equates up to be in gallons. Do the math, put it over here. That's exactly what it's like per gallon in the United States for you US guys. I say it's gonna be, I say somewhere between 130 and 150 is what I'm thinking. Somewhere between there. RSQA on the other end, that thing's a fucking beast. So what I want to talk about right now is what are the true hard costs of running this Lamborghini. Two big main costs of running it is the car payments and the insurance. The car insurance company here, they have a thing called Rate 98. So any car over a certain value, you have to apply for your insurance and to be even approved to get insured for these vehicles. Now, fortunately, they take into consideration the suburb you live in, your previous driving history, you know, tickets, accidents, all that other stuff, and kind of create this profile of you and kind of give you the number. Well, I was fortunate enough, knock on wood, over the last 10 plus years, my driving history's been pretty clean. So I got actually pretty reasonable insurance on this car. It was around $4,000 for the year to insure this car, which is actually not that bad. Moving forward to the biggest expense of buying the car is the purchase price of the car. Now, as most of you know, I bought this off of two very famous YouTubers, Daily Driven Exotics. The cost price of this car was $250,000. To buy a car that's $250,000 and to get financing in Canada is not as easy. You have to have really good credit score, massive down payment, and all these other things that you got to get into play. So I had to put 20% down to buy this car. And yes, it is leased. And the reason being is because it's leased is because I can use it as a business expense. Our payments on this car is around $2,600 a month with taxes and everything inclusive of it. That is after BC adding a 26% tax that we have for any car over the price point of $150,000. No matter what happens, whether the content pays for itself or doesn't, the car itself was a very specific one that I know I'll never lose money on. I could go ahead tomorrow and probably sell it for, you know, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 more than I already bought it, and I've only had it a few months just because the car market's just going nuts and there's only two of these in Canada. Let's go and sit down and summarize this entire video, the costs, the benefits, and what it's like, and my final thoughts on what I think of buying a car of this caliber. When we got the car, we already had to deal with some maintenance issues. These are like minor works into the car. Now, a lot of people make jokes when you buy a Lamborghini or a supercar, they're meant to be they live majority of the time in the shop, and that's perfectly fine, as long, in my opinion, as long as you're driving it the other half of the time that it's out of the shop. Since I bought it, it's probably spent about 3.5, 4 weeks getting the AC fixed. The windows needed to get re-greased up essentially so that the actuators work smooth and just any sort of noises and everything else. Now for getting it serviced, if I take it to the shop that I already work with and trust, is a very well-known shop here in Vancouver, I assume the service is probably going to be, from what I've been told, probably around $800. If I take it directly to Lamborghini, it can go anywhere from $1,800 to $2,000. So not every single time when you buy these cars should you really have to take it directly into Lamborghini, especially if there's no warranty in the car. It doesn't make sense. Just find a trustable source that probably knows more than what most of these Lamborghini dealerships are doing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because my car went to Lamborghini, they couldn't figure it out, and it was another shop that actually figured out the original AC issue that we already had when I bought this car. So my honest opinion with a car like this is, obviously you got to really be smart about buying a vehicle like this, because yes, as much as it's cool and it's nice and it looks good and everything else that comes with it, you really have to know your numbers. You really have to know your economics personally and on the company side if you're going to use it as a marketing expense, etc. And then also understand you're gonna have to put a significant down on these cars. They're not cheap, especially ones like the ones that I bought, because it's a collectible car. So you want to also try and make sure its value stays as long as it can, so you're always making sure that the upkeep of it is. Now, that being said, my final thoughts on this entire thing: I like it. I absolutely love this car. It's been a phenomenal investment for me. It's been a phenomenal joyride every single morning when I get into it, or whenever I've had a chance to take it on long drives. Not only is it monetary value, this video is built around the monetary value, but you know, the pricelessness that comes alongside having the car and your true enjoyment, because every single thing you work your ass off to get to that point makes this car completely priceless. So be smart, get it when you know you can, know your numbers, and enjoy the priceless moments.